Welcome to Cosmo Publishing. You just tuned yourself to the coolest place to learn all about self-publishing. We are a turnkey quality service provider, from interior formatting to custom covers and everything in between, including book marketing and advertising. It is the company that books a lot.
Welcome to the Cosmo Publishing Podcast, where we explore publishing strategies that support long-term growth instead of quick wins. I'm your host, Gürhan, co-founder of Cosmo Publishing and Cosmodio books. Today's episode focuses on something many authors notice early in their careers. Series books often sell better and more consistently than standalone titles. So let's start talking about why series feel easier to sell. This observation can create the mixed feelings. Some authors feel excited by the idea of building a series. Others feel pressure, as if writing a series is the only path to success. This episode is about removing that pressure and replacing it with understanding. Series sell well not because they are fashionable or because platforms favor them unfairly. They sell well because they align naturally with how readers behave. Readers like a familiarity. When they find a story world, voice, or set of characters they enjoy, they want to stay there. A series allows them to do that without making a new decision each time. That comfort reduces hesitation and builds momentum. Standalone books ask readers to decide from scratch every time. A series carries trust forward. Once a reader says yes to book one and enjoys the experience, book two feels safer. Book three feels expected. This creates a rhythm that benefits both readers and authors. Another reason series feel easier to sell is emotional investment. Readers form relationships with characters and settings. They want to see how things evolve. That curiosity drives repeat purchases naturally without heavy promotion. This does not mean standalone books are inferior. Many powerful books are standalone. But series offer a different kind of marketing advantage. They turn individual purchases into ongoing engagement. In this episode, we're going to break down why series marketing works, how platforms respond to series behavior, and how authors can approach series strategically without overwhelm. If you're already writing a series, this episode will help you understand how to market it more effectively. If you're considering a series but feel uncertain, this episode will help you decide whether it fits your goals and creative process. Let's start by looking at how readers behave differently when they encounter a series compared to a standalone book. Let's go over the most important factors and start with how readers behave differently with series. Reader behavior changes dramatically once a series is involved. The first book in a series requires the most effort from the reader. They are evaluating the author, the style, the genre, and the experience. This is where hesitation is highest. Once that first decision is made and the experience is positive, the dynamic shifts. The reader is no longer evaluating whether they trust the author. That trust has already been established. This is similar to starting a television show. Choosing a new show requires attention and commitment. But once you enjoy the first episode, watching the next one feels easy. You are already invested. Series books create this same effect. Book one is an introduction. Book two is a continuation. The mental barrier is lower. This reduction in decision fatigue is powerful. Readers are more likely to buy the next book even without reading the full description. Familiarity fills in the gaps. Series also create anticipation. Readers do not just consume what exists, they look forward to what's coming. That anticipation keeps the author present in the reader's mind between releases. Another important behavior shift is loyalty. Readers who commit to a series often commit to the author. They become repeat buyers, newsletter subscribers, and long-term supporters. This loyalty is difficult to build with standalone books alone. Series also encourage binge reading. When multiple books are available, readers often buy or borrow more than one at a time. This increases total sales and engagement in ways standalone books cannot easily replicate. One author we worked with noticed that while her standalone novels sold steadily, her series readers purchased every new release within days. She did not change her marketing effort. The series itself created momentum. Readers also talk about series differently. They recommend them with enthusiasm. They say, you have to start from book 1, or once you get into it, you'll want to read them all. That kind of word of mouth is powerful. Understanding this behavior helps remove the mystery. Series sell better because they align with natural human patterns. Comfort, familiarity, and anticipation drive repeat engagement. In the next section, we'll explore how platforms respond to this behavior and why series often perform better in recommendation systems and visibility algorithms. Not only the readers, we also consider the publishing platforms and ask the question, why platforms favor series? Platforms do not favor series because they are stories told in multiple parts. They favor series because of how readers behave once a series exists. Algorithms are designed to respond to patterns, and series create some of the strongest patterns available. When a reader buys or borrows book 1 and then quickly moves to book 2, the platform learns something important. It learns that the first book led naturally to another purchase. This behavior is known as read-through, and it is one of the most powerful signals in digital publishing. Read-through tells the platform that the initial recommendation was successful. The reader did not just sample the book, they continued. That continuation makes the platform more confident about recommending the series to other readers with similar interests. This is why series often gain visibility over time, even without aggressive marketing. Each additional book strengthens the signal. Every completed read and follow-up purchase reinforces the idea that this author's work satisfies reader intent. Standalone books can perform well, but their signals tend to be isolated. A reader buys the book, reads it, and the journey ends. With a series, the journey continues, and that continuation feeds the system repeatedly. Another important factor is session length. Platforms care about how long readers stay engaged. Series encourage longer reading sessions, multiple purchases, and repeated returns. This benefits the platform, so the platform rewards it. Recommendations also become easier. When a platform knows that readers who enjoyed book 1 are highly likely to enjoy book 2, it can confidently suggest the next installment. This creates a smoother recommendation path than introducing an entirely new book. We often see this in practice. A series may start slowly, but once 2 or 3 books are available, performance improves noticeably. Not because the books suddenly became better, but because the system finally had enough data to understand reader behavior. Another advantage of series is cumulative discovery. Readers may discover a series at book 3 or book 4 and then go back to book 1. That reverse movement still counts as engagement. Standalone books do not benefit from this kind of rediscovery. Series also support marketing efficiency. Ads run for book 1 benefit the entire series. Visibility for one title lifts the rest. This is why authors often focus their marketing energy on the first book rather than trying to promote every title equally. One author we worked with struggled to promote 5 standalone books. When she reorganized them into a clearly labeled series and focused marketing on the first entry, overall sales increased across all titles. The content did not change. The structure did. Platforms respond to clarity. Series provide structure. Structure makes recommendation easier. This does not mean platforms ignore standalone books. It means series provide more behavioral data, and algorithms thrive on data. Understanding this helps authors stop fighting the system and start working with it. Instead of trying to push every book equally, series marketing allows you to build momentum naturally. In the next section, we'll talk about Book 1 specifically, why it carries the most marketing weight, and how to treat it as an invitation rather than a conclusion. Let's start talking about marketing your book and use Book 1 as a marketing tool. In a series, Book 1 is not just the beginning of the story. It is the primary marketing asset for everything that follows. How readers experience Book 1 determines whether the series grows or stalls. This is a mindset shift that changes how authors approach both writing and marketing. Book 1 does not need to resolve everything. It needs to invite the reader forward. Many authors treat Book 1 like a standalone novel that happens to have sequels. They try to pack in every idea, resolve every arc, and deliver a complete emotional closure. While this can work creatively, it often weakens series momentum. Readers may feel satisfied, but not compelled to continue. Book 1 works best when it creates clarity and curiosity at the same time. Clarity about the world, the tone, and the stakes. Curiosity about what comes next. This does not mean ending on a cliffhanger that feels manipulative. It means leaving room. Room for character growth. Room for unanswered questions. Room for future conflict. From a marketing perspective, Book 1 carries the heaviest burden. It must attract new readers, convert them, and encourage continuation. Books later in the series benefit from trust already established. Book 1 has to earn that trust from scratch. This is why pricing strategies often center around Book 1. Authors may choose to price it lower, discount it temporarily, or feature it in promotions. The goal is not to maximize profit on Book 1, but to reduce friction. When a reader enjoys Book 1, they often buy Book 2 at full price without hesitation. That read-through is where series revenue accumulates. Another important aspect is accessibility. Book 1 should be easy to understand. Complex lore, large casts, or heavy exposition can overwhelm new readers. You can deepen complexity later. The first entry should guide readers gently into the experience. Clarity in the description also matters. Readers should immediately understand that the book is part of a series and what kind of journey they are starting. Confusion at this stage increases hesitation. We've seen authors dramatically improve series performance by revising Book 1's description and positioning. Sales increased not because the story changed, but because readers finally understood what they were committing to. The ending of Book 1 is also critical. Readers should feel emotionally satisfied but narratively curious. They should close the book feeling invested, not finished. One author we worked with rewrote the final chapter of her first book to highlight a future conflict rather than resolving everything neatly. Read-through improved significantly. Readers wanted more. Book 1 is also where you build habits. If readers enjoy the pacing, the tone, and the voice, they assume consistency across the series. That assumption drives repeat purchases. Think of Book 1 as an invitation. You are not asking readers to consume everything at once. You are inviting them into a world they can return to. In the next section, we'll talk about how to market a series without overwhelming yourself, and how to promote one book while supporting the entire series. Okay, let's continue with the marketing of our book and talk about marketing a series without overwhelm. Marketing a series does not mean marketing every book at the same intensity. One of the biggest sources of burnout for authors is trying to give equal attention to every title. Series marketing works best when it is focused and repetitive rather than scattered. The most effective approach is simple. You market the series by marketing Book 1. Book 1 is the entry point. Every reader who discovers your series starts there. When Book 1 is clear, accessible, and visible, the rest of the series benefits automatically. This allows you to concentrate your energy instead of spreading it thin. Messaging is key. Your communication should consistently reinforce that this is a series and that the experience continues. This does not require constant reminders. It requires clarity in descriptions, visuals, and language. Readers should never wonder about the order or whether more books exist. Branding also plays an important role. Consistent covers, typography, tone, and series naming help readers recognize the connection instantly. When a reader finishes one book and sees the next, recognition reduces hesitation. Familiarity creates comfort. Another important concept is pacing. You do not need to promote constantly. Series benefit from steady visibility rather than bursts of noise. A calm, consistent presence keeps the series alive in readers' minds without exhausting you. Authors often assume they need to wait until the series is complete to market it. That is rarely true. Many successful series grow while still in progress. Each new release renews attention for the earlier books. Momentum builds layer by layer. One author we worked with marketed her first book quietly while writing the second. When Book 2 launched, interest in Book 1 increased. By the time Book 3 arrived, the series had developed its own rhythm. She never changed her approach. She simply stayed consistent. Another helpful strategy is letting readers do some of the work. When readers talk about a series, recommend it, or ask when the next book is coming, that curiosity becomes part of your marketing. You do not need to manufacture excitement. You need to allow space for it. Marketing a series is less about constant promotion and more about maintaining a clear pathway. Readers should always know where to start and where to go next. In the next section, we'll talk about how to decide whether a series or a standalone approach is right for you and how to choose without pressure. So the question is, what's right for you? Standalone or series, and choosing what's right for you. Series are powerful, but they are not mandatory. Not every author needs to write one, and not every story benefits from being stretched across multiple books. Choosing the right structure depends on your goals, your genre, and your creative process. Standalone books work well when the story is complete and self-contained. Literary fiction, memoir, certain types of nonfiction, and experimental work often benefit from a focused, singular experience. Readers come for a specific journey and leave satisfied. Some authors prefer standalone projects because they enjoy exploring new ideas with each book. Others feel constrained by ongoing storylines. Creative satisfaction matters. A strategy that drains you creatively will not last. Series make sense when your genre supports continuity. Fantasy, romance, mystery, and adventure genres often thrive on recurring characters and worlds. Readers in these genres expect ongoing narratives. Writing a series in these spaces aligns with reader habits. There is also a hybrid approach, connected standalone books. These books share a world, theme, or timeline, but can be read independently. This allows authors to benefit from familiarity without committing to a strict sequence. Choosing a series should feel like an opportunity, not an obligation. You are allowed to experiment. You can start with a standalone and expand later. You can begin a series and decide to stop. Nothing is permanent. One author we worked with wrote a standalone novel that unexpectedly attracted readers who wanted more. She later wrote a companion book set in the same world. The series grew organically without pressure. The right choice is the one that supports both your creativity and your goals. Series sell well because they align with reader behavior, but standalone books can still succeed when positioned clearly. In the next section, we'll look at common series marketing mistakes and how to avoid them. After all these talks, we also should mention the common series marketing mistakes, right? One of the most common mistakes authors make with series is rushing production because they believe speed is the only path to momentum. A fast release schedule can help, but only when the quality remains consistent. If book 2 feels weaker than book 1, readers lose confidence and series momentum breaks. In series marketing, trust is the product, and inconsistency damages trust faster than almost anything else. Another mistake is neglecting book 1 once later books are published. Authors often get excited about the newest release and forget that book 1 is still the entry point. If book 1 has an outdated description, weaker formatting, or a cover that no longer matches the series branding, the entire sales pipeline suffers. Book 1 should be revisited regularly, especially after book 2 or book 3 launches, because that's when new readers discover the series most often. Confusing series order is also a major problem. If readers do not know where to start, they hesitate. Hesitation lowers conversion, and lower conversion reduces visibility. Series order should be obvious on the cover, in the subtitle or series label, and on the book page. The reader should never have to guess whether a title is book 1, a prequel, or a side story. Even if the books can be read in different sequences, you still need to give readers a recommended path. Inconsistent branding is another mistake that quietly blocks growth. Covers that do not look related, changing typography, shifting tone in blurbs, or different naming conventions across the series all reduce recognition. Recognition is what makes book 2 feel like a safe purchase. When recognition disappears, readers treat every book like a new risk. Some authors also market each book as if it exists alone. They write ads and descriptions that focus only on the current title instead of the series experience. Series marketing works best when the message reinforces continuity. You are not just selling one book, you are inviting a reader into a world they can stay inside for a while. Another common issue is failing to create a clear next step. Readers finish book 1 and are not guided smoothly into book 2. This can happen when the back matter is missing or weak, when there is no visible series list, or when the call to action is unclear. A simple, calm note at the end of book 1 that points to book 2, with a direct link when possible, can improve read-through significantly. Finally, many authors abandon series too early because early sales feel quiet. Series often grow slowly at first. Momentum usually builds once multiple books exist, because platforms gain more data and readers feel more comfortable committing. Quiet beginnings are normal. Consistency is what turns a series into a long-term asset. Let's close our podcast with an important recommendation to the authors, a long-term series mindset. As we close this episode, the most important idea to carry with you is that series marketing works because it aligns with natural reader behavior. Readers like familiar worlds, familiar voices, and a sense of continuity. When they enjoy book 1, they want an easy path to book 2 and then book 3. A series creates that path, and marketing becomes simpler because you are guiding readers forward rather than constantly restarting from zero. Series marketing is not about doing more and posting more. It is about building a clear, consistent pathway and keeping that pathway visible. When you focus your energy on book 1, keep branding consistent. Clarify series order and make the next step effortless. The series begins to market itself through reader habit and platform recommendations. It's also important to remove pressure from the creative side. You do not need to force every idea into a series. Some stories are meant to be standalone, and some authors thrive on variety. Series are a powerful tool, but they are not a rule. The best strategy is always the one you can sustain without burning out. If you are already writing a series, treat it like a long-term asset. Each new release is not only a new product, it is a boost to everything behind it. Every book strengthens the system, increases discoverability, and builds reader trust. If you are considering a series, think of it as building a relationship with readers over time, not a sprint, a steady rhythm. Thank you for joining me on the Cosmo Publishing Podcast. I'm your host, Gürhan. I hope today's episode helped you understand why series often sell better and how to approach series marketing with clarity, patience, and confidence. Until next time, keep writing, keep building, and keep making it easy for readers to stay with you.
Welcome to Cosmo Publishing. You just tuned yourself to the coolest place to learn all about self-publishing. We are a turnkey quality service provider, from interior formatting to custom covers and everything in between, including book marketing and advertising. It is the company that books a lot.